into my eyes and show me your adventures I haven't seen. Taking all the life, it hits the spot. Walking on fantasy. So take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made up, baby, that's made up all that we test the waters, oh, it's high. I think we're getting close. Racing through the waves, I want to be where nobody knows. Take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made up, baby, that's made up all that we find. Electric, feel it in your hands. Hypnotic,
wanna have fun with this.
Welcome back, everyone, to the OMG Cup. We are now in draft for our second series of the day. We've got Viking GG versus j178. So far, the two top teams right now in Group A. So this match could be very important for the outcome. We just saw as well in our previous matchup here, Team Unique did 2-0 Cyberdogs as well. So it's currently a three-way tie for first. We'll see as these games will begin to decide first and second. Of course, second and third are going to be the biggest difference here, as only the top two teams from group stages will be moving on into the double elimination playoff bracket here of the OMG.bet Cup. But anyway, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves because we've still only about halfway through our group stage play as we're in our second day. Thank you for joining me. I am Seek and Strike here on the call as j178 against Viking GG. We go. Very looking forward to this team. Viking GG, slightly new team. I think bo3 no longer on the roster now. Ixon as well as Exotic Deer joining the team. For now, at least for this tournament, I'm unaware of how permanent or temporary this change is, but they've played very well together yesterday, so looking forward to another good showing of Dotes today. Interesting to pick the Abaddon into the Axe. You could dunk Abba through his borrow time. If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure that the calculation will, if there's an aphotic shield on someone, you might just be able to save him. I suspect it's going to be a 3 Abba. No, actually no, because it's probably going to be a 3 Magnus as much as I dislike it. So it's going to be a 5 Abaddon probably. There's going to be the Magnus PA. Surprised we didn't see either the PA ban or the Ember ban. We saw this. Actually, this might literally be the exact same draft we saw yesterday. I think Viking GG pulled this off quite interestingly enough. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. Our previous series yesterday. Oops. Do have a whole lot of monitors here. Might as well put them to use. Let's check here. I'm pretty sure this is like almost the exact same draft as yesterday here. Let me check Viking GG here. Wait, I need to check the series rather. Yeah, Viking GG actually did this exact same strat, of course. It did work out for them as well. Actually, no, it didn't. No, it did. Viking GG ended up winning here. They won in 27 minutes just about here last time with this draft over Cyberdogs here. So they went with the Mag, the Ember, and the PA. and Coddle and Shadow Demon instead. So they're slightly switching up the supports. Shadow Demon going to be banned as well as the Coddle. So the teams have done their research, but then again, you still have let this strat through. So now you need a position 5 here for Viking GG. j178 here, it's probably going to be an Ember mid, so they're going to go ahead and ban out that Alchemist. Taking a look here. Now they need a position 5. What could they use? They could use a bit of early lockdown that's not reliant on an ultimate. The Lena would have been pretty nice here, actually. You have pretty decent push, but I think, you know, let me think here. The problem is you don't want to give Rubik Serpent Wards if you can. That's the only reason I don't really like the Shadow Shaman here, for example. There's also not an OD banned yet either, which is slightly spooky for Viking GG. It's a pretty good hero, especially against the Ember. Yeah, OD here would be okay. That's kind of scary. I mean, better banning the Elk, I would agree, but OD also can get off to a pretty good start as well. Yeah, they need a 5 though, right? So let's look at some position 5s available. Some sort of early stun would be ideal. Preferably ranged, I'd imagine, because right now you have 4 melee heroes, so Timbersaw might actually be a pretty good pickup here as well. If you want to throw less safe lane, pick a Timbersaw mid, actually, might be really annoying for this draft. You do have just a few strength heroes. Actually, I don't know if you have any strength heroes. Is Mag a strength hero? I have the odd inkling that he is an Agi hero, but I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. I don't play a whole lot of Magnus. There you are, Magnus. What are you? What kind of you? Tell me. Tell me your secrets. He is a strength hero. Okay, so it's good against him, and he's going to be the offlaner anyway. But a position 5 with lockdown early on, ranged Witch Doctor, Venge, Grimstroke. Okay, so I mean they're gonna maybe go not full cheese here, but I can see it already. It's picture this with me, guys. It's 75 minutes into the game. PA cleaves everything in one hit. All of a sudden, she's got 3 daggers. All of a sudden, 2 heroes binded together. And then, the unthinkable. 1 dagger turns into 3, turns into 6 daggers. It's a rampage. Viking GG take the game. And PA taunts over all of their dead bodies. 1 spell rampage. There's actually just 6 divines on PA. Unbelievable damage with the Empower. Nothing they can do. Quite honestly, though, usually this game's... I mean, last time Viking GG drafted like this, the game didn't even go that long, so wouldn't be too surprised to have that same outcome this time. Yeah, I mean, okay, so what do you pick here for j178? You need to decide, do you want to run the Lesh against the Ember? I would go early on for a no. I would probably want to run him here in the safe lane. You might want to pick up... I don't know. I think Timbersaw is potentially pretty good here. You got 4 melee heroes, 1 strength, 2. Actually, I think Abba's a strength hero. Was he not? I don't know why. Like, I don't have this memorized, actually. Abba is a strength hero. Necro instead. Yeah, it's a better lane matchup here against the Ember Spirit for sure. Mastermind is going to be heading into the mid lane. I think it's quite good against the PA as well. Plenty of magic damage. Yeah, it's potentially very good here as well. Plenty of magic damage. You have a bit of physical damage here with the Lesh Fate's Edict, so you know you still got a bit of that at least, but not a whole lot. Yeah, it's still a good draft. Viking GG though with a bit of cheese here. You could see plenty of daggers getting thrown all over the place, especially at that level 25. Don't really expect to see that too early on though. We'll see. There's always potential for it. The lanes feel a little bit weak though as far as kill potential. Very early, I might add. J178 might... Oh, it's actually going to be a Lesh mid. I'm sorry. Palantimo's safe lane here on the Necro, and Pikachu mid on the Lesh. Necro still is good throughout all stages of the game here against the Ember Spirits. Good early, but also throughout. I don't know how prevalent of a Chen player Happy Diurara is, though. Diurara. Yeah, Diurara, of course. We've seen Big Num plenty here on the Chen, so there's a lot of pretty decent ganking potential with the Chen as well. A lot of people will discount it because it's not as strong as it used to be, where you would just kind of run in and get a lot of work done. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good draft from Viking GG. I'm surprised teams keep letting through the PA and the PA Magnus. It's happened twice thus far. They both times it's happened, may I add, it hasn't been picked up in the same Yeah, we'll see quite soon how many daggers she's holding up, really. But we'll see in the quick 1-2. We haven't seen that in the quick 1-2, so we'll see how long they're able to last here. It should be a very good game. Both of these teams were super strong throughout the CIS region qualifiers. I think Viking GG, yeah, they were in Europe, so I apologize. But we saw J178 throughout the EU qualifier, so a lot of these teams evenly matched. So this is going to be a really hype series. So really looking forward to this one. But then again, like I said, man, I don't know. 40% damage increase plus a cleave. Thank you very much. So I'll do my whole spiel then about every single time when I see a Magnus 3, right? The thing I don't like about Magnus 3 is, for some period of time, generally from 15 to 25 minutes, you have to, well, not you have to, but you're best off following your cores around, giving them in power, accelerating their farm, right? Excellent, great, that's part of the strategy. The issue is that this runs into is that then it gives space for the enemy offlaner, who in this case is Axe, to make better use of his time, right? Because he's going to be actually able to push lanes, get last hits, spins, you know, even maybe farm a Blink Dagger in that time. That's the concern. Generally, it works out, and actually last time Viking GG did play against an Axe and both a Lesh as well, last time they ran this very similar draft, and they still were able to claim victory. So I'm not saying it's all that bad, but it is a concern that you can run into potentially. They generally are aware of it, teams of this caliber though, so we'll see how they perform. Ward mid gives good vision here when you cut down the trees, gives a great vision of anyone rotating through. With a Chen, you can almost guarantee we're bound to see some early rotations at some point or another. Exotic Deer as well as Ixen here, now both on Viking GG. As I said, don't know if that's permanent or whatnot, but still, that's the case for now, as Petashara will find the PA. This is going to be a very Axe-favored matchup here early on, where PA kind of just tickles the Axe, especially if he gets an early Vanguard. And it's going to be the Battle Hunger. Quickly applied. Mid lane is, like I said, Pikachu against Mastermind. Securing the first last hit there with the split earth, as it looks like Happy Diura getting harassed quite a bit early on as well, so both position 5s not having a fantastic time. Mag in the lane though is pretty strong, especially as you get more levels into the shockwave. A level in skewer to potentially set up for a kill as well can always be fantastic. But we are very lacking on stuns here on the Viking GG side, is a big drawback, right? In fact, if you look at stuns, you got RP, and well, that's it, right? You got a good slow and silence built in, thankfully, for the Curse of Furnace, right? You've got, of course, a Searing Chains, which can be quite fantastic. Why is it 1-0? My bad. It's a good question. Forgot to change that from our last series. Let me adjust that real quick. I thought I had changed that. My apologies. Go ahead and continue on now. Didn't miss for his blood, thankfully. But yeah, like I said, lack of stuns is going to be a real big issue for them. Sure, you can buy Abyssal eventually. You can do all these things eventually. But for now, you won't have anything except for probably a few Yule Scepters to try and stun this Axe, you know, stun the Necro. it's a bit rough for these guys. Lesh gonna end up going for a Lesh gonna end up going for a the early lane domination build here of the Lightning Storm. Ooh, actually baiting out the use there of the Fairy Fire as well as the Flame Guard early on to get broken that already. Level 1 Flame Guard only. Alrighty, Axe cutting the wave here. No Axe necessary. Might unlikely to get a kill here, but Petashar farming up quite nicely here. Man, these counter Helix spins doing quite a number. Lots of flash as well. Needs to be a little bit careful here. Third level, it's going to be second level here into the counter Helix. Toss him closer to the creep wave here. This Big Num will rotate over from the lane as well. It's going to give PA here a free time in the lane. She CS's somewhat decently under the tower, especially with a Quelling Blade. So with no pressure from Big Num, it shouldn't be too big of an issue, as the ABBA will be able to walk off all that damage. But cut, Axe going to be cutting the lanes here. And actually a nice stack for him early on as well, so look at this efficiency here. It will be quite nice for him. Just needs to make sure he gets the last hit and not the creep. It shouldn't be an issue. Look at those spins, my goodness. So Big Num probably going to continue stacking here a bit. This is actually pretty good because Ember, as he gets a few more levels here into the Sleight of Fist, is not too... you know, it's not too strange to see him just kind of walk into the jungle, farm a camp every now and then. In between the waves after he begins to push them a bit harder. I'm sorry, the Ember as well does have the cosmetic where it makes his auto attack sound like a Brewmaster. So if I ever ask where a Brewmaster is, just know that I'm being stupid once again. But lane cuts for lane cuts here as Viking GG will mirror their opponent's actions. It's going to be a bit more effective here on the Axe, but still good nonetheless here as they're able to continue the pressure. An early 2k lead here as Axe soaring into first thanks to the bit of CS from the tower, from the creep, from the jungle, from the neutrals anyways. An aggressive fortify here to keep the creep alive underneath the tower, continue to just annoy the PA. It's a good strat early on, quite honestly. Annoy the PA. Let's look at this. They've gotten a few creeps here. There's actually an Alpha Wolf here, which, lucky for them, actually, the pack leader is going to increase the damage of everyone here. With a lot of creeper, it's actually kind of dangerous. Level 1 Shockwave is not going to be enough. Happy Diara with a double kill there. They get 3, actually, as I believe looking top lane. Axe will find one as well, so j178 off to a fantastic start here. 3 kills in succession. Doing very nicely for them here. Great start. Rotate over a third here as now Ixen has now TP'd, so they've committed the TP onto him. As now Petashar might be in a bit of trouble. Level 5 here does have the Berserker's Call. There's going to be the Ink Swell coming up before the call. Bonus armor now is going to be applied. Has no additional regen here. Has boots at the very least. Aphotic Shield onto the PA is going to be level 2, allowing her to get a bit closer. Level 1 Aphotic Shield, pardon me. But with the Mist Coil, they can keep up the aggression and get a big kill here onto the Axe. Very well worth it there, but you do commit a lot for that. So, more or less free farm here for Palantimos, as he's almost got as many last hits as, well, both the PA, who's almost had a free lane up top, as well as the Axe, who's gotten a lot of neutral creep CS too. But lane cuts for lane cuts, and they're going to leave the Mag alone to do his thing, and they're going to leave the PA alone to do her thing, Necro alone. I mean, it's kind of interesting here. A lot of rotations early on as the Alpha Wolf pack, again, getting a bit aggressive here at Diara. It's going to be worth a pretty penny here with 2 deaths to his name. Going to be going the way now, actually, of Ixen. Good money for him. Careful there not to split the Mud Golem, as you might be, you might get a nasty surprise with 2 more additional rocks that are hurled. Boulders hurled. It's my favorite ability name. Hurl Boulder. One of the few abilities in Dota that share the same name as, what's the other thing? One of the pandas, the Earth Panda, also has Hurl Boulder. It's the exact same. I think they went up to Shrine. And only 2, actually, of the 2 abilities same. Well, hold on, I'll pause the Dota trivia for now as Big Num going to get going on. There's going to be the call to buy himself a bit of time. Fade Bolt as well onto all 3, reducing their attack damage by quite a bit. Completely out of spells, and mana will be 1. But Petashar early here with the level 6, able to land the dunk here onto 1 with the additional move speed, closing the gap now onto Ixen. There's going to be 1 boulder hurled. Where's the second? Will we get a second boulder hurled? Absolutely, and a second dunk as well. Petashara off to a fantastic start here with a double kill. Still has enough mana, Ring of Health as well, keeping him extremely healthy here. As he might just be able to push this tower now. They're going to continue the aggression. No more boulders able to be hurled for a few more seconds here. The ice armor on top of the axe as well makes them much more sustainable. As they're going to go now onto the PA. Inkswell to try and find a kill here. 3 heroes. Bignum has not respawned, has mana. No spells here for another little time. PA now with the blur, trying to get out of there as Mastermind will rotate now up to the top lane. Has no levels in the Sleight of Fist, however, but he does have an Arcane Rune. PA jumping onto the back lines here. Happy Diora, a bit tanky though, is able to live just a bit longer. Finally, a coup de grace crit will be enough. Exotic Deer gonna find a kill at least. Bignum might be next. They've committed a lot for this, so they should get at least hopefully another kill. There might be an axe call. Mastermind holding it out, trying to bait out the call. 4 heroes top. Exotic Deer ends up with a double kill, but they are committing a lot, man. But hey, they're getting kills out of this. j178, I mean, they're gonna even it up 5 apiece now. As we have a call here onto 2. Good damage. Flash might be in some trouble. Watch out for the dunk. Does not get a spin there. And now another Inkswell will be coming through. Lots of sustain now as Axe trying to turn around, trying to find something. Happy Diora has now respawned once again. I think we're going to chill now for a few seconds. It's been a very run-at-you lane stage, and this has given Pikachu a lot of time mid lane. Look at this. The Pulse Nova, not quite able to find the kill there. No levels in the Edict, which is not too unusual. It's a little unusual for a mid lane, Lesh, especially against an Ember. Sometimes you still want to be able to put pressure to the tower. With this, he's really not able to. He can sure, beat the hell out of any creep wave, no questions asked, but a bit tougher to push towers early on. That Cloak Aura. These do actually fully stack as well, so it'd be funny to see. Sometimes you see 3 or 4 of the Cloak Aura creeps just running around. But hey, a pretty good start for j178. It's hard to complain here as they find themselves up 4K already 9 minutes in, despite the kill counts being even. They found themselves a tier 1 top lane. They are against, of course, the PA Magnus threat, so they do need to apply this pressure here early on and continue. Lesh going to need a few more levels for this as well, because he's going to be their main source of tower damage. That's going to be something to consider. They don't really have great tower push here besides the Lesh. So he does need to finally start. I mean, eventually at this point he's going to have no choice but to put levels in to the Fate's Edict, because he won't be able to level anything else up. But my point being, they need to actually start doing damage here to the towers, because if not, then they're going to be able to farm up creep waves here, and they're going to be able to, just mag PA them by the late game. They need to finish early here. Palantimos is farmed quite nicely. Null Talisman, a crown already building up for the Drums of Endurance. There's Radix there, applying the level 3 now in power, having maxed the Shockwave first to farm up a bit. Pikachu has now rotated through, not going to quite catch Radix there with the Split Earth. In a bit of trouble maybe is going to be Axe, or Inkswell will catch him here, does not have a call. Going to be going for the TP out here, a little bit of a cheeky TP, but with no stuns to stop him. Viking GG, that's going to be the big drawback. I did actually, in the laning stage, I did neglect Inkswell as a stun. I apologize. That is going to be a stun that they can land somewhat reliably, but they might be able to, like I said, just cheekily TP out every single time. What's the delay on this? 3 seconds? I mean, it's a bit tough to TP out under that, right? Still, if that's your only stun, you actually might be able to escape. In they go now. Fate's Edict explosions. Looking for a tower, maybe looking for a kill now. It's the Lightning Strike. Lightning Storm finding good damage there. Being able to dodge out plenty of abilities. There's the Strong Dispel doing a lot of work here. There's going to be a dunk at the Shara. 4-1-0 now, as they will claim that mid-tier 1. How many levels in the Edict do we have? Just 1 so far. He really should be max. Like, they need to push. Like, that's the thing. This is their win condition, and they are executing it quite well. So they're up 11. I'm sorry, at 11 minutes, they're at 5. Yeah, you can tell Flash here cutting the wave. I mean, usually that's something you see like extremely late game, right? But it's the same principle here. Watch out for all these boulders being hurled. You can hurl hella boulders. Unironically, actually, the damage output can be insane here, especially against a PA who depends on the blur a little bit for that sustain. But in they go onto the tier 2, only level 1 Edict, but you got plenty of creep nearby. making that a very effective stroke of fate now, which will be stolen. Bignum not going to connect them here into the stroke or into the split earth, but it won't matter as they'll continue to dive past the tier 2. Now with the siege creep, they've kept it alive actually. They could continue to push. Nice bit of damage there out of Radix as they'll get the siege creep, but it won't matter. They'll lose the tower. Level 2 Fate's Edict now. As Ember himself not really having the damage either. Until they have like a Desolator up and you know, you have the Curse of Avernus on these towers, which makes everyone a pusher. It's really hard to get damage into these towers unless you have like a few minutes alone. Radix nearly does have the Blink Dagger. He's gone for the 4-4-0 build as we miss a kill down bot lane. Petashara with the Blink Dagger reveal there, landing the dunk, continuing to up the pressure here. As mid lane here, Palantimos running down Mastermind. This is going to be a Necro favored matchup. This is a good draft actually from j178. They probably saw what they were going for, having done their homework, as Petashara cannot dunk the tower, will get the Blink Dagger out. And once again, where are your stuns? They can just kind of TP out away from you as long as the Inkswell's not there. It's about it. That's the only danger. They've rotated 5 heroes down bottom for nothing. Now the tier 2 going to be targeted here by j178. Going to be a bit spooky here as now they're going to be rotating through from behind. Bignum still has that stroke of fate leveled. We'll be able to nuke down that creep wave incredibly quickly. Still have yet to see a Reaper Scythe either. Look at these crits though, they are really scary. So you should have a bit of caution. Level 4 dagger as well as a Mithril Hammer. She's going to go straight into this damage. I love this. They know they need something to fight early here because they don't really have the draft to do it otherwise. 2 levels still here as I hear a call now. They've caught the Abaddon. Will go ahead and pop the ults. It's not quite level 3 Calling Blade, which kills at 400, so they might be able to get some level 18 kills here with the level 3 Calling Blade onto Flash, but until then, the level 1 Calling Blade will have to do. j178 continuing to push now, 7k at 14 minutes. It's like they have a Dro strat, but they just know they need to push on here, and they need to push now. I believe the lane has been cut once again by Mastermind, trying to do anything here, but they just don't have the damage output as of now. This seems pretty tanky, especially with a Chen here early on with the aura, the Holy Persuasion, or the Divine Favor aura, really increasing that damage output and the healing quite a bit here. He's got the tomato creep. Hurl the boulders. Do it. No. Alright, it's tier 3 siege already here. 14 minutes and 25 seconds. One of the fastest tier 3 sieges I've ever seen here. But in they go. Definitely, they know this is their window. This is their opening, and they're going to try and take this tower here. Holding on to the Edict now. Still level 3, though. But it doesn't matter. That 40% increased damage. They've actually stolen a Photic Shield here, which is a huge get here for the Rubik as well. Flash trying to do his best to tank up as many of these Edict explosions as he can. Good spacing from Pikachu to keep him at bay. There's a huge root, though. The Axe jump here onto Flash, having expended the ulti, immediately getting blown up. Now Mastermind jumping in, has no Daedalus. Oh my goodness, the RP gets lifted up, canceled. Reaper Scythe, goodbye, deleting. Magnus off of the map now. PA from behind has the Desolator, trying to get anything done. Doesn't even have the Empower aura. No buyback either. j178 will call her as well. And now they won't push their luck too much. They've gotten a tier 3 tower. They're going to go continue to make sure that they can push on early. Tier 3 down 15 minutes in, guys. Whew. My goodness. And this is just a great draft execution as well from j178. They realize the strat they're going for. They realize, hey, you know what, guys? If we don't push early, we might be in for a pickle. And they don't like pickles. And they're not a fan. Mastermind's got a remnant back. Going to be able to dodge out that pulse here quite easily. Valentimos. Necro does a bit of damage here. He did not go for the damage talent at level 1. Doesn't have a Reaper Scythe either, so it's not really going to result in a kill, but regardless. Is that a Maelstrom? Not quite, man. They don't even have Maelstrom yet. PA going to be working next on that BKB. Will be a big point of inflection if they can actually get that, but that's going to be a big if. She farms very fast, but you might just have to be farming against super creeps here relatively quickly, as Chen just always constantly stealing here all of the frickin' golems, wants to hurl all the boulders that he can, and in they go. Holy Pursuit, or the with the aura here, they might just be able to nail this tier. The barracks actually. Pikachu just eating that coup de grace. Doesn't really care. Watch out for this damage though. They did not use RP in that last fight. Nag with the blink dagger might be ready to jump in. Pikachu not gonna get coup de grace created now that time here. As they will not connect actually onto the Searing Chains. Tier 3 under siege, nearly dead now as Palantino is able to just stand and tank. Plenty of spells stolen. Aphotic Shield once again stolen's a huge get. As in they go now with the Ghost Shroud, maybe looking to find a kill here onto somebody. Pikachu just walking forward, taking the barracks. Yule Scepter now up in the air. There's going to be the axe jump here onto 2. PA dead now. 60 seconds does have buyback. Abba getting called as well. Beautiful jump by Petashara, and they've lost 2. They've called 2 heroes and 2 buildings from your base as well. j178, 12, 13k. Now up here early on. They need to keep up the pressure though. Sorry, that's my that is my console, not my Dota plus win rates. I've realized now I need to rebind some keys, unfortunately. I will do that in between games to see the Dota plus win rates, but I don't have that bound quite yet. But a fantastic draft execution thus far, really. And even Rubik stealing these spells, I mean, it's pretty easy, honestly, to steal. Oh, hold that thought. Mastermind gonna get called down as well. They've even got a freaking Blade Mail, so even if you do proc with the Maelstrom there, goodbye, son. Good day. Can see why Axe Timos as well. Off to a great start. They've caught Flash again. He does have the borrowed time, still only level 2. So it's hard to call him there through the borrow time as well. But now I think we finally have Max the Edict. Not quite yet, but they're still pushing this quickly. God damn. Team's got no chill. Ice Armor as well. The crits will finally be able to kill off the Ice Armor creep there. Rest in peace. Trying to slow him down. Trying to get anything here, but it's so tough against this team. Now you're going to farm even slower here. You got Super Creep, sure, but they give incredibly reduced gold here this early on. It's kind of ridiculous how little gold they get early on. They do give more gold per upgrade cycle, but the problem is it takes more upgrade cycles to actually get there. So this early on, sometimes that's why you see teams only end up taking like one, not taking the what's it called, the lanes of barracks. Like they'll take one building from each lane until they can secure megas, and then they'll get them all. Because that's kind of something. That's kind of why we saw a whole lot of. Sorry, that's kind of how we saw so much like comebacks, right? And it's fun. It makes for a lot of great comebacks. But this is kind of how you have to play around it. Look at a second creep wave. In they go now. Level 4 Edict. So onto the buildings they go. And they've got a Sadar Tormentor as well. Yule Scepter thrown up in the air, trying to lock down here onto the Magnus, still holding on to the RP. Goodbye. No, oh, he does have buyback. She will be forced to buy back now. Axe jump in and Blade Mail. Do a good amount of damage here. Viking GG need to get a fight here in their favor. Petashara cutting them out quite a bit though, as you've lost already your ranged barracks. Palantimos just continuing to right-click down the buildings here, as the voice lines will come out now from the Axe. They still have yet to use an RP that I've seen. And Pikachu continuing to dish in the damage. No coup de grace crits for them. And again, a stolen Aphotic Shield will lead to a very easy tier. Another second lane of barracks gone, rather. There's still a tier 2 down bottom they need to take care of. The lane is pushed out quite nicely in their favor, but might not be that way so far. Averaging nearly a 1k a minute net worth lead here for j178. This is just fantastic. Like, you know, this is the same way. This is the same tempo. Like when we talk about tempo in Dota and how we talk about timings, like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Viking GG, I mean, they're still not out of this, to be quite honest. It's looking very grim, absolutely, especially having expended the buybacks already. But they really only need one really fantastic team fight. They need one good RP into a crap ton of damage, and they've got plenty of it here available if they can get a lucky coup de grace crit. Again, without stuns, it makes it so difficult. That root will cancel the TP out from Petashara. So holding on to the Blade Mail though. He's got to blink in a few more seconds. Will be able to get the blink off, not quite, but he's too tanky for them to chase. It's another big problem, actually. They have no lockdown. But You can, like I said, this is exactly what I'm talking about when Cass was talking about when they talk about tempo. They still can't turn this around, and smoked up, this might be the opportunity. The space in here from j178 is quite nearly perfect, though, as Palantimos and both Pikachu keeping their gap. Now they're going to jump on the back lines here. Can they catch the Rubik? They can. They found the kill, but the call is going to be onto only one. There's going to be the push away. RP now onto 2 damage, but the Blade Mail is out. Exotic Deer will kill himself, unfortunately, basically onto the axe, as they will drop the Reaper Sight onto Ember, holding him down. He's going to be forced to buy back. Exotic Deer buying back as well. And back into the team fight he goes there, thanks to the Remnant. They've caught him once again with the Root Creep. Up into the air with the Yule Scepter he goes. Bignum has bought back as well. Rajix in the back lines being controlled by the Rubik, as Master Ryan will now die back. On the killing spree is Pikachu. GG, well played is called. 1K net worth lead a minute.
What a surprise.
What a surprise indeed. I severely underestimated the amount of early game potential here in this j178 draft. I realized it pretty early, but my goodness, what a frickin' game from j178. I like
have fun with this little bubble.
Welcome back, everyone. Game number 2 here of j178 versus Viking GG. It's a very exciting game 1. Very textbook case of how you can win a game here at the draft. You know what? Not exactly, because it's not like that draft was a lost cause for either team. It was just an execution of a timing draft. That's more of what I meant. That's previous statement not quite accurate, because had that early game gone a little bit differently, Viking very well could have taken that game quite easily. In any case, though, game number 2 here, the draft, completely separate, or completely different, actually, already, as we will get a Coddle to sneak through here. It's going to be Kunkka and Lesh, both going to be banned here in the first phase, as well as Omni and the Undying. There's going to be a Bristle and a Necro, so we actually see a lot of favorites, a lot of popular heroes, actually, heroes of the month for these longer patches, post-TI, emphasis on the S there. As I turn a little bit into a little snake. I'm a snake. But some of these heroes will sneak through, most notably the Tiny for now, has not managed to get banned quite yet. It is potentially a bit of an interesting one. We'll see if anyone goes for it. There's a Naga ban as well, who's come into Resurgence a bit as well, I would argue. Let's take a look here at what else is in here. We still got the Lina being unbanned. I guess really the Tiny is going to be the only one missing at this point in the draft, right? I mean, if you don't ban the Ember or the Coddle, you're going to let him through. Happy DUR, though, going to likely be on the Chen once again. Played very fantastically last time. He hurled the hell out of those boulders for sure. Man, maybe Tiny's fallen a bit out of favor, but no one banned him yet. But finally, into reserve time we go. Viking GG, you're going to think a bit here, as they will get a ban into a pick here. It's going to be a big stage for them. Lifestealer going to be the ban.
Axe.
Makes you think about a Tiny. Lifestealer, fantastically great. One of the best heroes I think you could probably draft against a Tiny. He just simply does not care about a Tiny. Train's a good pick, though, as well. So we'll see if they want to go for the Tiny here in the second phase. That would put the Ember mid lane. Not terrible. I think Ember safe lane is okay. I think it's just okay. And you can chop down plenty of trees as well. Coddle Illuminate will be pretty good at clearing all of the Chen creep. You have way more wave clear already. Still, you lack a stun. Again, in this draft, you have way more lockdown, don't get me wrong, right? Of course, you have the Axe Call, which is fantastic. AoE lockdown, can't ask for much more. Pierces BKB, even better. And now you have an ET Stomp as well. So there's a Luna, interesting. J178 have yet to use a second of their reserve time. Barely even 10 seconds of given time during this second pick phase either. So it looks like all of the heroes here, except for the Treant Protector, have mounts. So if we're going to continue this, I suspect this last pick could either be a Bat Rider, or maybe a disruptor. A disruptor, I don't really see. It doesn't really fit into their draft at this point. A CK? No. You could run CK mid. It used to be a thing for a short amount of time. There's the Huskar ban. Let's see. Against a Luna. Yeah, Slark's a safe ban here. They do like to run the Slark on Viking GG. Puck does not have a mount, but j178 didn't even use a second of their reserve time at all. This is definitely going to be a much more of a mid-game tempo for these guys, j178. It looks like it's going to be a 3 ABBA for them. It's going to be, who's their off-laner? Petashara. Petashara, Abaddon. It's going to be Happy Duyara again here on the Chen. Yeah, Happy Duyara, he's the Chen player, so I guess that's a 4 Treants, maybe? We'll see. Last time I think they played the Chen 5-4. He ended up with way more farm, maybe just because he was able to get a few more kills with his abilities. Unsure, but anyway, Puck level 15's got a huge power spike, right? She's got that 15 talent. It can build a Veil of Discord. I think it's plus 15 and 25 magic damage respectively for each of those. So you are all of a sudden doing 30% more magic damage. You factor that in with a Luna, who's also got a crap ton of magic damage, and a lot of these heroes you can burst down through very quickly. Silence is pretty good against this team as well here, in addition to the Dream Coil. Will not lock down an... Oh no, the Leash will prevent him actually from running. It acts a bit like a Root. And you've actually, speaking of Roots, you've got plenty of Roots here with the Treants, but you do lack yourself a stun save for the Luna Lucent Beam. That's going to be that, and well, I mean, I guess you got Roots. Roots are pretty good. Just early game, I feel like stuns are better than Roots. Later, I feel like they're just about the same. Stuns probably still always a bit better, but... As Viking GG now. Using just about all of their reserve time. Thinking about this last pick, they need a mid lane. Maybe a safe laner here. Could use a little bit of early physical damage. Oh, there you go. Forgot about that. Early magic damage, mid-game physical, and overwhelmingly late game as well physical damage too. So it's a good draft. This Viking GG, not really so tempo-based this time, whereas the Magnus PA is kind of, all right, we gotta just wait for the late game, you know? So the Puck it is then. Yeah, no, I like the Puck against the Gyro as well, actually. I think that's, I mean, not like in the lane, of course, like not like as a matchup. That's kind of a weird one, actually, now that you think about it. But I do like, I mean, because Gyro is quite fast. You can go and leash him down, hold him down for a few seconds, get him to use his BKB. And Aghanim Scepter here on the Puck is going to be a great pickup, as it always is. I think that's come into a bit more favor as of late. But I think that's a fantastic item here on Puck after your usual, you know, sort of whatever. Your usual gets of items. I don't know. I don't really favor either one of these drafts, honestly. I mean... maybe ever so slightly the Viking GG draft this game, just because with the early damage output potential here. Let me swap that. There we are. The early damage, and even through all states of the games, right? The ET natural order is quite good, because you got a nice mix of magic and physical damage here on your carries. It's kind of the beauty of these heroes at the moment. Diversify your damage. Ooh, just first item headdress here on the Chen. Petashara. Maybe he got that last time. I didn't actually notice. It's interesting builds for the supports. Let's take a look at Coddles here. Yeah. Well, we have a bit of a lull. I just want to Give a quick shout out here to our title sponsor, OMG.bet. Thanks to them for showing their support here for the tournaments, and would encourage you guys to check them out as well, and give them thanks here for bringing us some quality dotes today. It's this game looking like it might at least have potential to go past the 24-minute mark. But anyway, my whole point is this Elder Titan natural order is literally insane. It's fantastic. They don't have a dispel here in the lane to deal with him either. Sometimes you'd like to go for a hero with an aggressive dispel, of which there are not many, but can deal there with the damage buff out from the Titan, as j178 will secure themselves 3 bounties here to open up the game. Off to a good start already. Petashara just being annoying, running through there. Let's see, are they going to lane swap here? What is Axe up to? Flash, expecting the Treant up top lane, has got himself a Quelling Blade. But instead, he's going to find Petashara and Happy Diurara here. So out comes the Titan buff already here, so does a fair amount of damage. Like I said, they don't have an aggressive dispel, as our mid lane matchup is going to be Pikachu here. Nice silence here. Good damage here on both of these heroes for base damage. Puck favored there, being a ranged hero, naturally having a tiny bit of an advantage. It's not the best auto attack animation. It's good enough, but early. Gonna be favoring Mastermind here a bit, I'd have to say, thanks to the Sleight of Fist. Somewhat skill-based, because you can definitely dodge out a lot of their abilities, just based off of reaction time, so it's gonna be a fun one to watch, as Rajix repaying the favor of the Petashara Axe last game, as he will begin to cut the wave. Bignum working his way over, but be careful, axes are very good against trees, you know. They do use those to cut them down. Gonna land a deny here, as Ixen will rotate through here as well. Has the availability of a tier 3 tower. They're gonna cut down his tree. Very rude. He will actually die. Nicely done here. Maybe was not expecting that play of aggression. Ixen with the first blood bonus at the very least. So the TP straight to the tier 2. It's a very, very rare TP there to the tier 2 that he's gonna have. But again, gonna give free farm here to Palantimos. Very similar. They're gonna be, you know, a hero that deals okay last hitting under tower. You do have a bit of stat increase as well, thanks to the ulti, but it is hard to last hit under tower here as Luna, as it's showing basically on any ranged hero. You're not gonna have that quelling advantage, so you need to do your counting and make sure that you give appropriate auto attacks to the proper creeps so the tower does not steal your last hits. Doing okay though, securing the 10th last hit, but no deny potential there, of course. Top lane, big stomp here onto a few heroes. Also getting stuffed with the Titan or something there, interestingly enough. So there you go. Petashara going to get aggressive now. He has leveled, of course. The Curse of Avernus is quite strong. That's a level 2 Rocket Barrage now out of mana as he'll throw forward a homing missile. I think he was destroyed actually. Hyper D or Happy Diurara just immediately turning onto the homing missile. You rarely see that like actually get destroyed, so I was so surprised when they actually did it, those mad lads. Bignum will secure himself a regeneration rune, denying that one essentially from Mastermind here. Two faces, just about an even matchup here at 17-6. So far, slightly favoring the Puck, who's going to be able to use the Waning Rift. Roots there, going to be holding her down now. She can now, I believe they changed it. So you can now phase shift when you're rooted, but you no longer can jaunt when you're rooted, I believe is how it works. You can still shoot out your Illusory Orb though, so for the most part, from what I've been told at least, it's a bit of a Puck buff, because you can just shoot your Illusory Orb out, not jaunt, rather phase shift, wait out the duration of the route, and then just freaking leave. You like, see a loser, I'm out. And then it's been forced out of lane. So this, it's a bit of a hard lane matchup here. The Tree Protector is left. He's gone top lane actually. They do scout him. Flash is continuing to break the trees. Very rude here. Get off my... That's even funnier because he's a tree and, you know, trees grow on lawns. But they're leaving the Luna all alone. The final little TP one down bottom is that's going to be a failed gank. Pikachu will pick up now an invisibility rune as Flash in a bit of trouble here. Will die. Very little chance there of actually getting the deny there to the creeps, as Petashara pretty easily able to reach him with the Mist Coil at any time. Luna, I believe, has saved her TP. Now she's TP'd home, so now has to walk back to the lane here. Has boots now, a Wraith Band having queued up the power treads. Rajik's back to normal laning mechanics here for a little while, as mid lane in a bit of trouble. Might be Mastermind, but it's just going to be that Invis rune getting used, and now bottling up will be the puck. Nice call here, catching the creep as well as now Train Spectre could be in a bit of trouble. There's going to be the Nature's guys. They might be able to turn this, maybe get 5-minute runes. Big Num placing down the tree, the Cheat G branch will go ahead and eat it. As he was going to try and go for the play there, but at least get some efficiency out of that. As Flash will die underneath the tower there, sharing the last hit. Unfortunately, you do give the XP. Generally, you tend to see that when people will dive underneath the tier 2 and just kill themselves as a way of denying, because denying to neutrals, while it doesn't give any gold nor XP to your enemies, it takes now about 25 or 26 seconds to respawn from it. I didn't even know those kobolds gave speed Rs. Here they go now. Ixen has rotated down bottom. Big Num, a very fast man there on his mount. As Palantino's now trying to find the kill. Luna does have very superior night vision. This is one of the few heroes that does. I think it's actually on the passive. Yeah, 600 bonus night vision here. And they go now onto Axe. Good damage here onto him. If you can't find a call here, finally does have it available. Will use it. Won't catch the Luna, however. Lucent Beam not available. Doesn't have enough mana though. So I think they're just going to be A-okay. Blinding Light breaks trees as well. Top lane, Exotic Deer might be in... Oh, he's going to be okay, actually. He's going to drop the homing missile. TP coming through as well. Who is that? Bottom. Getting aggressive again with the creep here, but Rajik's going to face a gank here from Pikachu, nearly calling down the puck. My goodness, I think she's actually going to die to Battle Hunger. Yeah, Big Num gets the kill there, unfortunately. Can't phase shift over to the shrine in time. That's a dead puck. That's a very strong hero though, for sure, as some of you have been pointing out. Feels good again. I like seeing this hero, honestly. He's fun to watch. Might be... I don't even know. What have they changed about him recently? I don't even recall any super recent changes. I think it's just the meta continuing to develop here. Pure damage has always been fantastic, to be quite honest. I think it's just more additional early game momentum. I think it's just kind of popular because now you have these heroes as hold that thought. Big gank here, top lane. Petashara still only level 4, actually, facing a little bit of a level deficit, trying to purge off the stun there immediately as it comes in. Won't be able to though. Good damage here onto Flash. Will die here to the tower. Splitting the bounties once again. Pikachu has rotated over. You are level 6 now on the Ember. You're slowed and now leash. He looks like he's just going to go ahead and snap that tether. But will die nearly immediately after. Blinding Light trying to hold him back. Will be unable to as Ixen retreating now. Back near the bounty shrine, or bounty spawn. Will be okay. Not going to be able to catch him. It's a good bit of aggression. I think you just pick up the Chen and you end up losing your position 4, I suppose, and your mid laner. So not a, you know, it started off for a good cause, but unfortunately didn't end that way. Oh, it did not update the score there on the bots. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. So many things to update in between games. 178 are up 1-0. Although it's very clear here on the screen, at least this time. I might have to kill top lane, but please move on. Alright, looking back top lane now. Nope, Petashara there, finally getting that borrow time. They do not have Syrian chains here for a few more seconds. 3 remnants available if they want to go for it. Mid lane also getting aggressive now onto Axe, as they will have a Dream Coil here in a few more seconds. There's the call, beautiful phase shift. Now she doesn't have the phase shift, actually now might need it as the Dream Coil will get dropped. Nice waning rift here onto a few heroes. There's gonna be that haste rune and a few bottle sips as well. Might just be able to gank top lane. Anyway, I think Axe has made a bit of a comeback here because we're not quite if you recall, actually, this is a great example. Luna used to be one of those heroes where it's like, all right, I'm going to build my Yasha, I'm going to build my Mask of Madness, I'm going to jungle, and I'll come back when I have BKB, Manta Style, Satanic, and, you know, Butterfly and MKB. You know, see ya in 40 minutes, right? Same thing with TB. It was the same thing. TB's like, maybe I'll consider fighting after I have my Dragonlance, Yasha, Yasha and Manta Style. Then maybe we can talk about fighting, right? Gyro is not really one of these heroes. They've nerfed that playstyle because they've continuously nerfed how much neutrals give in terms of experience. They've been nerfed most recently twice in a row, not considering any other recent changes here. Nice Centaur stomp, just keeping them at bay. Watch out for these boulder hurls, dude. Hyperiora loves these creeps. They're good too, don't get me wrong. They're very good early on. 125 damage each boulder hurled is insane. Speaking of hurling boulders, they're gonna catch one on the ET, trying to get the rune there. Call down to use. Dream Coil as well, mid lane here onto the Mastermind, as they will have at least the Searing Chains up, but that root lasted a bit too long. Now Titan will die. Did secure himself the rune though, so it is going to be worth his life. Top lane, Big Num tracking down Exotic Deer here. Could have ended up resulting in a kill. It's only level 1 Nature's guys though. Not too many levels here on the Dream Protector. It seems like the CIS European teams prefer to get more levels here in the Living Armor, whereas SCA, China, and NA almost exclusively, not exclusively, but they almost always like actually skip Living Armor. Maybe they get a value point in it at level 5 maybe, when you have to, or maybe at level 4 rather, more accurate, and they'll generally max the Nature's guys for a root early on, especially in a lineup like this where it's pretty useful to land a long duration root here on some of these fast heroes, right? That's not been the case. I don't think I'm ever going to get to finish my points here regarding the neutral changes. As we have another team fight breaking out. There's going to be a huge call down the sleep as well to catch a Dream Protector in both of the call downs. They're going to be able to nuke down the Chen nearly instantly, as they will not have a Coddle. Will buy back in this fight. They've caught Exotic Deer, however. Huge coil now onto 2. Big Stomp, however, they're going to be able to activate that all. Disco Ball now used as Luna in this fight as well. Blinding Light trying to hit this Disco Ball, will be unable to. Now there's the Splitter coming through, will connect here onto 2. Good damage. The call is huge. There's going to be the silence though. No chance for the call. The wand charges. Another Stomp, however, onto 4 heroes. Now you're looking for a call, but you don't quite have one. On the retreat now is Pikachu jumping forward. Will find Flash there with one more auto attack. Ikeson underneath the tower trying to push Petashara away. They've caught the tower here, and they've caught actually another call. The dunk gonna get canceled. Not enough damage as they have the Living Armor there. Fantastic fight. It might not be over either. So they do have an illusory orb here. Another few more seconds available. Ike's in there with the blinding lights, baiting him to come forward. He will actually. This is gonna be kind of worth it because that would be a dieback. Good fight though. j178 pulling that one out as well. Phase boots now. Alright, anyway. Basically, it sucks to farm the jungle now. It's not as good as it used to be because Ice Frog got bored of seeing Luna and DP and what's that guy's name? Terrorblade and DK every game, right? Like it was like everyone's like, this sucks. We don't want to play this anymore. No one wants to play 4v4 for, you know, 30 minutes and then just see who farms the most. It's like playing pubs was like, you know, freaking trying to win the lottery. You kind of like had a carry lottery, and like, yeah, they went into the jungle and then they came back out. And you had no idea what you'd get in that meantime. It's like trying to bake something for the first time, where you like you put it into the oven and you're like, well, I can't open the oven now, otherwise I'm gonna ruin the cooking. But I don't know if I'm gonna mess it up now or later, so it just comes out and then it's a horrible mess, and your core doesn't have BKB, and you're like, what is going on, even with this analogy. In any case, right, that sort of play style has kind of been, you know, tossed along the wayside, in addition to the additional changes they've made with less gold, less bounties now given for neutrals. So that's why we haven't seen too much Luna, too much TB, you know, or if we do, it's generally been this earlier fighting build. Let's see if she's actually got an early fighting item. There's a Yasha, which you need anyway. Manta style, basically necessary this game because of the blinding light. Anyway, let's try and finish this off. Gyrocopter, at least, is another kind of a late game hero, but because Rocket Barrage is kind of busted, he's able to at least fight and participate early on. Albeit it's magic damage, and he almost always goes for this Ags, Maelstrom, BKB, Drum sort of build into Satanic. You know, like, early game, he's all magic, baby. Late game, you know, with the talent, arguably, he's still a little bit magic damage there with the level 15 talent for sure, but late game, it's not really the case. It's almost always overwhelmingly physical damage. As they'll commit the Dream Coil here onto the ET to secure the kill. Blinding Light from Ikeson pushing a bit closer, buying space for Mastermind to close the gap. Strong Dispel there. The John Illusory Orb will pull him back. Abba, borrow time there. Disco Ball, however, will get dropped into the call down as well. Early fighting on this team. This will be quite strong. Overgrowth will get dropped, trying to hold him in place, but Puck unable to escape. There's going to be the phase shift. Now Palantino's jumping in forward, has the level 1 Eclipse with level 2 Lucent Beam, so it's incredibly underwhelming here. Has a DD rune though, might consider trying to fight. There's going to be Axe jumping in now. Hood of Defiance available on him. Huge silence over onto 2. They miss uphill though. Blinding Light as well as the uphill mischance. Beautiful phase shift to dodge that one out. They might be able to get the kill out onto Happy DUR from the Earth Splitter. The dunk onto the Puck is massive. Now they're going to be chasing on to Happy DUR, who will just stop moving. They've killed his creeps. He cannot hurl any more boulders. He's got no reason to live. And a great fight out from Viking GG as they will commit to the use of the Dream Coil early on a support as well, which, you know, is sometimes worth it, but in this case, a bit hard. I've just realized the reason that they healed so much was, of course, of the freaking Chen passive that is an active that then becomes a passive. Very strong this game for sure, especially with an ABBA. It's kind of a meme. I like to play it in Overthrow, in like 8v8 Overthrow. It's really fun. Going for healing Abaddon with Aghanim Scepter. You get a Holy Locket. You know, yeah, that item still exists, by the way. They really need to change something with that because I'd love to actually buy it. And then you get the 25 talent. Well, you get the 15 talent of the increased heal, the 25 talent of the Miscoil AoE. You run into a team fight, you ult, and your team is pretty much unkillable as long as they stick together, because they take no damage. They're gonna drop in beautiful Dream Coil on the back lines here onto 2. They're gonna go ahead and break that coil here onto the Coddle. He's got Ignis here in a few more seconds. Flash will break his at the very last second. There's gonna be a call down from behind as well. Not quite doing enough damage. Phase shifting away from the damage. Well, is Pikachu. They've caught the Titan. It might be enough for them to try and take this fight. Blink Dagger available on the Axe. Look at all these heroes all together as they're trying to keep the Siege Creep alive a little bit longer here. Will probably be able to, as down goes the tower. There's going to be a call now onto 3 heroes. They're going to go ahead and use that borrow time on the Abba. Now in a bit of trouble. There's going to be the Overgrowth, but the Disco is going to be breaking up this fight. Let's all dance, baby. Radix might just be able to live here. Nope, there's a Lucent Beam. Will find the kill. As finally able to put down the Disco Ball, but it's done its work. Flash now has respawned, dropping a sentry. Will be trying to get back in this fight as Mastermind, not nearly dying there. Nicely done there. Good fight again from 178. A bit better in terms of the usage there on Dream Coil, which was really the thorn in the side last time. I think the Axe Call was fantastic, but a bit too early. Had your Elder Titan been alive, would have been gorgeous. Would have been definitely, been almost a one-team fight for sure there. Palantimos now with the Eclipse is going to be a bit scarier though. Finally has more levels in the Lucent Beam. Has the Mantis Style as well, actually. Sending the courier likely to the secret shop to purchase that ultimate orb. Petashara searching here, trying to find his soulmate Ikeson hiding in the trees. In the coming here. Not gonna quite catch him actually. Now he's gonna go ahead and reveal his location, sending the golems in to hurl the boulders. Trying to find him. Happy DUR is. Petashar is quite fast here, creating a bit of space. Has managed to get most of the creep wave down. They don't have a whole lot of regen either. I mean, I guess you can miscoil the creeps. Sure, why not, right? As Puck will be chasing down a few heroes, blink forward aggressively, silencing, and getting the kill likely here onto the Titan. Level 10 talent taken. What's the cast range? As there's going to be a call actually down bottom lane. I don't think they have quite enough here to kill him. Mastermind closing the gap. They're going to actually drop the Dream Coil onto Zoo, jaunting away. Silence, good damage here. The DD rune. There's going to be the natural armor given as well. In the meantime, they have gotten this tier 2 tower and continue to push. Axe still on the prowl, looking for the call. Not going to find it. Pikachu easily able to juke that one out, and the phase shift, the jaunt out is gorgeous. So that was a blink dagger actually, I think. My goodness, playing him like a fiddle, Pikachu is. looking to grab the tower now here. Needs to get one more freaking auto attack there. Patishara will snag it now as Exotic here trying to fight has the Aghanim Scepter, so a lot more physical damage yet. Doesn't have the Maelstrom nor BKB, so it's a bit scary to fight. Watch out, they still have this Eclipse. Finally level 4 Lucent Beam, so it actually does damage. They're gonna might be happy there. They've secured themselves the ranged barracks. We'll go ahead and toss a few... what are these things called that she throws? What are a projectile called? Glaives, that's right. Or maybe Glaves. I like this early build. Sometimes Luna will go for like, I guess I need to farm, go for the Mask of Madness. Not this game though. Great vision here by Mastermind. Well, that's a Dagon on the puck. ET will go ahead and buy back now, expending his Palantimo staying alive. There's going to be that strong Dispel as well. You're going to be able to nuke down these creep waves quite quickly. Still holding on there to the borrowed time though. Nice heals on the Luna, and you've even got a freaking mechanism up. That ulti is not even activated, but now Gyro in a bit of trouble. There's going to be the Disco Ball getting dropped. They have gotten a bigger Disco Ball though, as the Eclipse is now coming through. They managed to sleep and stun up the Luna. Not too much damage. They've all absorbed a few of the blasts themselves. The taunt is huge, but the damage! Oh, they're at least going to be able to spin down Luna, but after the axe dies, you will have buyback at the very least. Now the Blinding Light being a very big annoyance there. The call not going to connect here onto anyone. Petashara will get ran down. We'll lose the Train Protector as well as 2 heroes at least able to escape. They actually pay quite heavily there and didn't get anything out of that push. You do get at least a dieback out of the position 5 Titan and a buyback out the axe, but not incredibly worth it in my opinion.
Are you lost?
Big call there, big call. He unfortunately will die, but my goodness, pure damage. So good. Oh, pure damage with an Arcane Rune though. You can spin, you can really turn into a helicopter with that. See, Luna now going for the Dragon Lance, try and keep a bit of space. Really great stats, of course, for the Agi heroes. The thing with Puck Dagon is that it's good, and then it's not good. Specifically, Dagon 5 is good, and then Gyro's like, surprise, I have a BKB, and I'm gonna murder you, and then he does, and then your Puck is dead. It's a bit scary. They're going to go on to Roche. They do Roche really quickly, actually, because they do have themselves a medallion up here on the Train Protector. Still love this item, to be quite honest. You need to be careful, though. They've got a Centaur Conch, providing great vision here. Illusory Orb might scout out where they are, though. They definitely know where that's coming from. So in they go. Axe maybe not willing to make the jump now. The Elder Titan Spirit heading into the pit. They do have the Stomp at the ready. Off it goes. They have slept up one. That's Pikachu. They're going forward the dig, and they're waking up Petashara as well. There's going to be the Disco Balls dropped into the pits. There's going to be Roche now dying. Who's going to grab it? It's going to be Palantimos. Thirst, but it's going to be huge. Not quite catching anyone, though. Axe could be in a bit of trouble. Abba does not have the borrowed time quite yet. It's finally the Disco party will end. Borrowed time still not proc somehow. Ixon will get right-clicked down to death by Pikachu, and now on retry here is going to be Viking.gg. They've caught more action. Pikachu continuing to run down these heroes. Has the day in a few more seconds here. I don't know if she really quite has the damage. Blink up in 5. You will have a Waning Rift in 4 and the Illusory Orb at the ready. Ooh, they're not going to go for it because they don't know what is behind the high ground, but maybe could have actually been a bit aggressive there. They will now buy back here on one. Axe, no buyback. They're going to try and get him from behind. Axe actually cutting the waves instead. They do have a few creeps with them, though. With a tower multi-shot, we'll go ahead and remove them. So they're going to get back door here in a few more seconds. Axe needs to cut one more wave, though. He's actually going to kill the courier, so that's going to be Dagon 3 now, not available for some time. Back door should be kicking in here in just a few more seconds. Top lane's not that far pushed in. They might be able to get this tower, but they won't be able to get much else after that. Once again, yeah, they're not even going to be able to get the tower. Actually, had paid quite heavily for this. Looks like Petashara will pop that borrow time from behind his axe. So keep in mind here, we might have a big call from him. Got a DD rune as well, too, isn't I? Gone for the 40 attack speed over the strength as well. I like it. That is, however, a good amount of damage in. Oh, Luna, who's she caught here? So Pikachu will catch Ixen out. Make sure we check this out, actually. Luna could be in a bit of trouble there, as Pikachu's actually going to be okay. Blink Dagger. Dagon 2 now. He, of course, can continue buying the Dagon recipes. It's not like you need Dagon 3 recipes specifically. They're all just Dagon recipes, so killing the courier there, not really big. It stops the Dagon upgrades for some time, but now Palantinos here really starting to pump the damage. BKB soon as well. Needs 1k more gold, and after this high ground push, you might just have it. X once again calling the mid waves. The Pikachu is there. My bad for the camera there to contest that. They still have a tier 1 bot lane as well, and Gyro is continuing to farm and push 2. He's got BKB up in 2,000 more gold, so it needs a bit more time, but I don't know how much time you really have here against a Luna that pushes this quickly. I'm going to be hitting now the correct building with the Curse of Avernus buff. Nice job there avoiding the stomp from the ET. 5 heroes positioned really nicely here there, as yeah, even with Ice Armor, these heroes pretty damn tanky. Pretty hard to contest it as well without the Ignis. It's that Disco Ball is pretty big for them, and trying. I use the word big a lot. Big, massive, huge, even. It's extremely important for them. Basically, they don't have any BKBs yet. Is the big word there, yet? So that ends up being a big issue for them. Luna can try and focus onto it. I mean, now she's got BKB, so all of my points have been nullified, and the Disco Ball is not super effective either. Puck can usually get a phase shift and jaunt out in time as well, so it's not a huge issue. As Petashara just continuing to push now to the tier 1 all alone, pushed back now. Nice bit of Searing Chains here. Do we have a Maelstrom? We got a Maelstrom and a Yules, which he's definitely needing this game because the silence is destroying him. KB needed 2. The problem is you just need so many items here. Buyback only available now on the Abba and the Treant Protector here. So this might be the fight. Nice Maelstrom procs here all around. As Ember gonna get jumped on here. Big stuns out of the Luna as well. Ixen, there's going to be the call from behind, down to 2. There's the Disco Ball to follow up. Can you land the dunk? There's going to be the heals. They're massive. The Earth Splitter, however, onto 2 heroes. Getting nuked down is the Titan, but he's got all his spells off, so he's actually quite happy now. Palantinos with the BKB turning finally onto Ragix. They're going to quite not be able to kill him. Pikachu focusing onto 2 heroes. Finally, look at the axe. Coddle going to be silenced up. Mostly taken out of this fight as Mastermind running for his life now. As the Remnants is able to just barely escape, as Pikachu will finish off Ixen now, retreating up to the high ground jungle there. Oh, Gyrocopter, where you going, son? Pikachu with the double kill. Are you lost indeed? Is Pikachu going for more here? Maybe even going for game. They know there for a fact there's no buybacks available, and GG is called. 178 with the 2-0. Fantastic Dota out of these guys. Just quite honest. Great Dota. Definitely an early game momentum team. Despite having the Luna though, they definitely still made it work. As I was saying in that very long and drawn out analogy,